It's great to be here. Happy Wednesday to everybody. Midweek of homecoming week. Let's start off with just a fabulous Monday night bonfire and pep rally of the likes I've really never seen at any school I've been at. It was awesome. There were about 1,500 students there, and the bonfire and the food and everything was pretty darn cool. Our whole team was there already Monday night. It's had a pretty positive impact on us this week in practice. Kind of old-fashioned to say that homecoming is really that big a deal, but I was really impressed by what everybody did on Monday night. So that was a lot of fun for us, and so we're really looking forward to Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock.
Is that something you haven't seen here at ISU yet?
It is something I had not seen. In fact, I haven't even been invited. I never knew anything about it in my previous 2 seasons. And it was easily one of the cooler things I've ever really seen here. And it just goes to show you that there's a lot of things about Idaho State University that, for whatever reason, remain slightly hidden, that the public and our fans and our own team is kind of amazed at. So it's really made me feel really good about being the coach here.
Is it the energy the kids have in practice these last couple mornings, or what has it been?
I think it's been a combination of how well we have rebounded from really, which is a bitter loss on Saturday, in a game that we fought all the way back from, to stand in the doorway at 16-10 with an opportunity to win with the ball, first and goal on the 6-yard line with 7 minutes to go in the game, and it's all right there. We just didn't take advantage of it, and it ended up feeling a lot uglier than it really was. And it was a bitter deal for us coming home. But the most important thing is that with the festivities of homecoming, it's kind of it's just a unique experience in that that was a pretty cool thing. It's made us feel good about being Bengals.
You talked about not having played North Dakota when we talked on Sunday. You've had a chance to look at them now. They gave up over 100 points the last 2 weeks.
And they have struggled in their last 3 ball games. They've played 3 very, very good ball clubs who are really, really better, maybe better defensive teams than they are offensive teams. And it seemed like it's been the other way around, that the offenses have run up and down the field, but that really hasn't been the case. The teams that they've played against, their defenses have really, really, really played well, and it's forced North Dakota to have to get out of their skin a little bit. They want to be in 2-back, and they want to run the ball, and they want to throw the ball and play action pass and bootleg. But they've gotten so far behind so fast, they've put a lot of onus on their 2 freshman quarterbacks who've not been able to maintain the type of scoring tit for tat that you really need to do in a game in which the opposing team's offense is really starting to find ways to get up and down the field.
You mentioned 2-back bootleg. That sounds like Mike Kramer last Wednesday.
It sounds like
similar.
Yeah, it's very similar. Because we know North Dakota really doesn't feel good about being a pass on every down offense. They want to get in 2-back, and they want to be able to, run the ball, and then hurt you by keeping you off balance with bootleg and action pass. And so again, it falls on us, especially with our eyes in the secondary, to play with good eyes. And we gave up 2 long play-action passes last week, in which our safeties were nowhere near the guys they needed to be covering, and that's a major concern for us as we gird ourselves for Saturday.
So they've given up 100 points, a lot of passing yards. Justin hasn't played well didn't play well the last game. What is it? The time to turn it around? Is this a good opportunity for him?
Well, we're home. We're playing our 3rd game at home this season, and he's played very well at home. We haven't really been in rhythm on offense since we suffered a whole bunch of unavailabilities in our receiving corps. Last week was the first time we got Chad back and Luke Austin back, and now this will be the first game in which we've had a full week to prepare with all the bullets in our receiving corps. And just as I say that, Tyler Wright probably will not play. But that's okay. Josh Cook has played very, very well at tight end, and he's a multiple-faceted guy who's also played slot for us. So if anything this week, we'll probably be more fast groups on the field offensively, and we'll probably have to throw it and line it up a little bit more without Tyler Wright on the game as a blocking tight end.
Talk a little bit about Xavier having a pretty good game, 94 yards on the ground. Obviously a pass-first kind of offense, but North Dakota struggled against the run a little bit this year. You think you're going to call his number a little more?
Well, we have been by design, even from the first day of spring practice, a team that needed to run the ball a little bit better. And we feel like that's an outgrowth of the improvement in our offensive front. Our offensive front struggled a little bit on Saturday night from pass blocking. They got several, Nick got, their defensive end got a lot of pressure on their quarterback, and there were a couple times that Justin was thrown from a jackknife position, and we've got to make sure we solve that issue. To do that, we moved Jim Bagley from right tackle, where he started, I think, 16 or 17 games for us, over to left tackle. This will be his first start at left tackle. And we moved Colin Presselsetter over to right tackle, where he'll start at right tackle. So we got a bigger guy maybe at right tackle, a smaller, faster guy at left tackle. Hopefully that'll help our pass protection, and it might help our running game too, because Jim's a very good run blocker, especially on the backside of running plays. Xavier Finney's a guy who's, he's really become now the lead running back in a stable of running backs. Getting closer and closer to get a 100-yard rusher. I don't think we've had one, since George Yarno Jr. was playing center for us there in the middle of the last decade. So, yeah, our running game's coming to us.
Coach, go back to your offense. You didn't score in the first half. Was that just breaking in the guys who had been out, playing on the road? What do you attribute that to?
Pac-12 hangover.
Sure.
We went 7 quarters without any points. 4 at Washington and 3 at Davis before we really got going. Pac-12 hangover.
Now, when you go back to that 1st and goal from the 6, I know hindsight's 20/20, but you wish you would have gone for the
20/20,
touchdown.
it's better than that.
It's 10/20, whatever it is.
I'll just take you through the whole sequence real fast. It was 1st and goal in the 6. We ran a power play. Tight end was playing a little wounded. Tyler was playing a little wounded. Didn't get an effective down block. All of a sudden, we're now 2nd and 7. We ran a flood pass into the boundary. They did a great job of covering, and Justin scrambled to his left, wide open in the back end of the end zone as a receiver who dropped the ball. 3rd down, they did a good job of covering it. We had to throw it away. Now it's 3rd down and 6. We haven't gained an inch. Kick a field goal, you're within 3. And your defense, and our defense, your defense. Our defense had played spectacular in the second half up to that point. I mean, that's the first sustained defensive presence we've had in Big Sky Conference play, I'll bet you in 2 years. The way we played in the 3rd quarter. And we went 3 and out, they had a 1st down, had another 3 and out, had another 3 and out. 4 consecutive series in which we forced punts. That's the best defense we played. And if you do the math for the way we played against Davis a year ago at home versus how we played against Davis this year at their place, there's about a 35 or 36 point improvement. So I'm pretty proud of the way we're coming defensively, and I felt like we were going to get a stop. Give Davis credit though. Their quarterback on 1st down found a fly ball on the outside against Cameron Gupton, and Gupton had their receiver blanketed. They dropped it in, and unfortunately for us defensively, then we sagged. So what we need now defensively is a little more consistent big play and be able to get stops, i.e. interceptions.
Unavailabilities for this week?
Unavailabilities for this week will be both nose tackle and defensive tackle. We'll lose. Tyler Cooter will not play. He went to about 16 plays on Saturday, and that was about it. And we talk about rules in the game, and I'm an ex-offensive lineman. I hate cut blocks. I hate cut blocks. I hate them. And we do them here. But yeah, man, when our defensive linemen, get cut, it's hard. It's very hard. And it's not an illegal play, but it's just something we've lost now Tyler for the immediate future. And then of course David Forrester's been unavailable since the 3rd play of the Washington game. Those are our 2 stalwarts on our defense front. You lose one guy that weighs 305 and another guy that weighs 280, and all of a sudden you get light fast in our defensive front. And those are 2 guys. You talk about 4 guys that are unavailable this week. Beckman right on offense and Cooter and Forrester on defense.
It's a lot of beef.
That's a lot of beef. That's a good way of saying it. A lot of tonnage.
With their young quarterbacks, does that change your game plan defensively?
No, absolutely not. Again, defensively, you guys have been around and seen us play for quite a while. We're not sure what we are yet defensively, and we don't really apply any type of game plan to a particular player on the other side because we've got to still learn how to play and be successful. However, number 84, Greg Harden, has our attention.
People that have watched you at home think you're undefeated. They haven't seen you on the road.
That's what we are undefeated. We're undefeated at home.
Now to come home. Why are you more comfortable here? That might be a dumb question, but why are you more comfortable here?
Well, maybe it's who we played. I guess more importantly, we sleep in our own beds. We eat our own food. We're aware where we're at. That deal at Washington where you get shut out, you never get going. You fumble. We stumble out of the blocks. We stumble out of the gate. We never really got going again until the 3rd quarter at Davis. And at Davis, at least we moved the ball. We didn't get any points. Still got to get points. You got to be able to get in the red zone and be able to end up with points. And we missed 2 field goals. So now we have missed 6 consecutive field goals outside. Maybe one of the reasons we play well at home is that inside we're pretty solid, knocking that thing through the pipes. So a lot of things are on the line for us on Saturday. I mean, everything that we want in the 2013 season is still there, and table's still set, and we just got to go out and eat from the banquet.
Is it a turning point game then? I mean, you're 2-2.
No, I don't think in this program there's not really a turning point. There's just a plateau that you've got to get to first. So no, not necessarily a turning point. I don't think I can say that we're in a position in our program where there will be ever a turning point game for us or a key matchup game. We could go into the last game of the season against Weber State trying to win our 3rd game of the year, and we'd be going hoorah. So this is a great season. I like where we're at. I like how our attitude is. I'm especially buoyed, and I'm telling you, I hope you guys sense me, about how impressed I was by Monday night by nothing that had to do anything to do with our team. That's a cool deal about Idaho State.
And why did that surprise you? Why were you not invited to these before?
Well, I don't know if it was miscommunication or what, but we had our whole team there, and I was thinking maybe 200, 300 people and a couple of matchsticks put together. They had this really cool emblem thing about UND, and they lit it on fire. The music was great, and the food was awesome. The band was there, cheerleaders, everything. I was like, wow, this is big time. It's the best college pep rally I've been to at this level. It was pretty cool.
There has not been that support, I feel like, from students. It's not been an event like it is sometimes in other places. Why is it changing?
Man, I have no idea, man. That was a cool deal. I'm just telling you. It was. I hope we play as well on Saturday as the pep rally went Monday night. It was well orchestrated, well run, and a lot of students were there. A lot of students that I see at the games were there, and a lot of students I don't see at the games were there. But just the entire festive atmosphere that we had Monday night, I hope we can regenerate that on Saturday afternoon.
I mean, the other side of that coin is now, and you've always felt the obligation to the students and the community, but after something like that, it's like, oh, we really got to go out.
It's just another amazing thing about Idaho State. I mean, this program has treated itself so badly for so long, so many ways, and we have arduous support from not only our students but our fan base, the faculty, and a lot of people who really still care about this program. And that just makes me shake my head every now and then in wonderment about how cool it can be here. And so if we can find a way to be good enough on the field to make things happen and be successful, who knows what our ceiling is.
So, Coach, with all that being said, how important is it to go out on Saturday and put together a big-time win in front of what you're expecting to be a big crowd for homecoming?
Obviously, you want to win and want to play well. I mean, college athletics is kind of about the show, and the show already began on Monday night, so let's continue being part of the show and be successful. Let's race up and down the field on offense and find a way to get stops and not let Greg Harden, number 84, their talented wide receiver, be the dominant factor, not only in catching the ball but returning the ball. So yeah, it's important that we begin early, and if we don't begin fast early, that we don't get so frustrated that we knock ourselves out. Because really, our slow start on last Saturday, in the first quarter, okay, I got it, but the second quarter we were still fighting ourselves, and we've got to be able to mature a little bit through that, especially on offense. We're dreadfully young. But we're going to be better because now, after 5 games, there's no such thing as youth as an excuse. Or 4 games, youth is no longer an excuse. After 4 games, if you've started 4 games, now I consider you a good player. And I told our guys on Sunday, our good players, or on Monday, our good players have got to play better. Our good guys have got to play better.
You were pretty down after last week's game. You had a chance to look at the film. Are your spirits lifted, or are they?
They were terrible until Monday night at 9:15. We started that pep rally. I was ready to play Monday night. I'm just telling you. No, we just looked at the videotape, and we're the guy. We dropped 11 balls. We missed 32 tackles. That's down from 51 at the Washington game, but 32 missed tackles. Ay. So the two things that we control, which is the ability to pitch and catch, and our ability to tackle, have got to be more prevalent. We can't call a defense or an offense in which those two facets are not on display. In fact, the misnomer is that we're a passing team. We're not a passing team. We're a catching team. And we got to catch the ball.